What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. It's another really nice Friday night.
Is it a nice Friday night?
It is.
I think it is too.
It is. It is. It's been a really good week for me. I've been off all week so far, but from there, not off from here. That's all I've been doing is just work around the place. It's just been kind of crazy. How you doing, Peter?
I've been working all week myself, although I did have off a couple of days this week, Wednesday and Thursday, which was kind of nice. But then I'm working tomorrow and Sunday. So I won't complain, though. I'm doing what I love.
It's a job.
It's a job. It's fun.
We're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you think of the All-Star game?
From what I saw about it, I mean, it was entertaining. I thought the home run derby was a lot better than the game itself. And it always seems like it turns out that way. You know, it used to be kind of like the same way with the NBA slam dunk contest being better than the game itself. But it was exciting. Game was okay.
Did you say the word exciting?
I did. I'm so excited. I can't hide it.
Oh, Jesus. You dork. Absolutely.
What'd you eat for dinner tonight?
I don't know.
No, I do.
What'd you have?
I had chicken strips with some, I forgot, some fries and a root beer.
Puff, puff, pass. Go long, Pete.
What do we got? What do we got today? We
Hey,
got
guys.
comments.
Here, listen, before we even go there, make sure you like the show.
Mm.
Give us a thumbs up, a heart, whatever you want. I don't care what it is, but do me another favor. Post this on your timeline. Share it with a friend. That's how we grow it organically. If we don't grow it organically, then I don't grow.
It doesn't grow.
It just doesn't
That's
grow.
it. We want to grow.
Well, some people have been gifted to be tall enough.
Shut up.
It's live and interactive. Also, Peter, guess what?
Yes.
We're taking phone calls
Oh,
tonight.
we are?
Yes, we are. Right at the bottom of the screen, you got a question or a comment. Make sure you call into the over-under if you have a question for the Greek or Pete. Dial 727-320-5866, 727-320-5866. I think we're going to get right to it.
Let's get right to it. What are we talking about? We were talking about
We're going to talk a little gambling first.
Oh, we're going to talk
Notice
gambling?
at the bottom of the screen, we're 111 and 62.
Very nice.
Not bad.
Congratulations.
Not bad. I'm excited again.
You should be
can't even go
excited.
that route.
I would be excited too.
Before we go any further, because you know what? We have 3 other games tonight that I kind of like. They're decent. The Nationals are at the Diamondbacks, Astros at the Mariners, and the Giants at the Dodgers. This is really simple, folks. Take the road underdog in the Nationals. Corbin's going up against Gallen. I really, really like the Nationals in this game. You're going to get a really big price on them. They're almost plus 200. The price always makes up for the pick. The Astros at the Mariners. Sorry, I know the Mariners are one of the hottest teams in baseball. Astros are just too good for them this evening. Very, very small favorite. Another road team I like. And the Giants at the Dodgers. Be very, very, very careful because we're hunting Wabbit.
You sound like Elmer Fudd there for a minute. I know
very
careful.
We're hunting Wabbit.
Now who's Pup Pass?
I don't know, Sapeezy.
You shut up.
Giants at the Dodgers. I kind of like a small upset. I kind of like the Giants on the road. I like 3 road teams. That's why I'm saying tread very lightly.
I think you guys are so peasy. That's what you
2 huge underdogs and 1 very, very small favorite. Very small position, 3-team parlay. You can make yourself a really, really nice score. But now that we got that out of the way, let's get to some of the comments. What do you think, brother?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's see what we got today.
Hold on. I'm going to go ahead. You go ahead and read those.
I'm going to control it.
I got to respond to this.
All right, let's see here. Rex Grossman says first, but he didn't even spell it correctly. So that's always a good start. Then he goes first again. He goes Fonst. Rex Grossman again. What's up? Where's Roger's shoe? That's not even how you spell his name, but okay.
That's okay.
I believe it's Christian. Happy birthday.
Big Pete and the little Harry. Woohoo.
Wow. Okay. And I think it's his birthday today. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Christian.
Cole says CSB brother there. Pup pass, laugh out loud. And
hey, Cole, thanks for tuning in tonight.
And then Rex Grossman says, been saying Justin Fields is a bust. Mac Hicks and Robinson left because they didn't believe in him.
You know what? That's a really, really good comment. Bring that back up.
Go ahead.
Because Hicks is playing still. He's with Tampa. Okay. Khalil Mack is in
Los Angeles.
Correct.
The Chargers.
Correct.
Yes.
My brain, you understand
it's going through us right now. I think it's the food. The food has absolutely made me sleep.
Pass.
No, that's not what it is. We don't need to start those rumors.
There are no rumors.
No, don't start those. Don't
Go
start
deep,
that.
Pete.
Don't do it.
Oh God. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, some of these comments are kind of
Well, he actually, he said basically in so many words, Justin Fields left because they left him because they don't believe in Justin Fields.
This guy making the comments is a bust.
Oh, he is. He's a bust.
He's a legend in his own mind.
He is. I don't even know who he is. He doesn't even have a real name.
Who cares?
He's Rex Grossman.
I used
Troy
to like
Polamalu.
I used to like the guy, but don't start my show out with some idiotic bullshit like this.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding. Keep it coming. I love it.
Yeah.
Christian says, wow, appreciate you guys. Yes, it's my birthday. A pleasure to share it with y'all tonight. Hey, happy birthday.
I mean, he could be doing other things on his birthday, and yet he's still tuning in here to the over-under. So that's pretty cool. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. Hope you're having a great birthday weekend. You know, that's the great thing about having a birthday on a Friday night. You get to enjoy the whole weekend. And nobody could say you can't, because you can.
Sexy Rexy says, tell Jets boy to unblock my Troy account.
No.
I would love to let him unblock it, but there's one small problem.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny that an 18-year-old kid just made him his little girl.
Yeah, pretty much. There you go.
That's it. Sorry, Rex.
You're just his girl at this point.
I'm only kidding, man. I can't control it. It's actually not my show, but I'll see what I can do just for you, buddy.
Yeah. We'll get right on that.
I want to dive into another conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
2 words: Deshaun Watson.
Oh God.
No, I want to talk about it.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? Because we've been talking about this ad nauseum.
This particular individual should not even play this year. And with that being said, I will make you a bet that he does not get over 8 games this year. And just ask me why.
Why?
Okay.
Because I'm going to take your bet in a minute.
Because the National Football League is too scared to do anything to Daniel Snyder, let alone Mr. Jerry Jones. Are you kidding me?
Snyder and Jones are not even as bad as Watson.
It doesn't make a difference. They're not even going to get here. Stick your hand out like this.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to even get this.
Really?
Okay. That's why Deshaun Watson is not going to be in the trouble that you think he is. But you know what? Ray was talking to me earlier today, and we were talking from a gambling perspective. That when Deshaun does, and if he does get lifted this year, Peter,
mm-hmm.
and he serves his suspension, he thinks, and I can tend to believe him, that the gambling world is just going to go absolutely crazy. Let's just say that the Cleveland Browns start the season 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your 8-game suspension. And now you got Deshaun Watson. Can you know the prop bets that are going to be for this guy? Will he win? Will he lose? What's his first pass? What's his weight going to be? How many massages did he get last week? I'm only kidding. But there's going to be so much money bet. I can almost bet you and assure you that it will be one of the biggest gambling days in the National Football League ever. Just in prop bets.
You're probably right, but I'm going to take your bet. He's getting over 8 games. He's getting a year.
He's supposed to.
He's getting a year. There's no way he's getting any less than 8 games. And I don't care what the owners did, because at the end of the day, the NFL Players Association is weak. We all know that the owners own the Players Association. They've done that throughout the whole process, the last 5 years, the last 10 years.
No. I get it. But
if they're going to try to take a stand for Deshaun Watson, that's a bad look. It's not going to happen.
They're not going to, man, because of the fact of what happened with Dan Snyder. Let me tell you something. If Dan Snyder or Jerry Jones, look.
Their difference is they're owners. And that's the thing. The commissioner doesn't care. He works for the owners.
You know what? Let's go down to the political highway of this, okay?
If you want to.
It doesn't make a difference, owner or not owner.
I agree.
In today's world.
I agree. It's
in
worse.
In today's world, cancel culture and everything else, you offended me. Okay, you're done.
Well, this is why Watson is going to get more than 8 games. Because of that.
I wish.
There's no way that the NFL will not take a stand and make an example out of him. I don't care how many juries found him innocent.
Christian says, how about my boy Josh Rosen to the Brownies? Can everybody say Josh Rosen 3 times?
Oh, God.
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Where are you, Rick? Did you show up?
Nope. No. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
How about Josh Rosen going to Cleveland?
I heard they're also interested in Cam Newton. Who cares?
I know.
I
care about Josh Rosen because he was he was a number 10 pick overall. Never had a fair shake yet.
Well, he's going to get an opportunity, hopefully, for the Browns.
If he gets an opportunity and he plays well with them, with that defense, that offensive line, and that running game. Excuse me.
Yes, you were sneezing.
I think he could be very successful in this particular system. I think this is the perfect system for Deshaun Watson. Weren't we talking? I mean, not Deshaun, but for Josh Rosen. Weren't we talking about him more?
Well,
it's not a guarantee he's going to.
You just sneezed. I think you were foreshadowing what I was about to say. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to that BS because until Rosen does it on the field at this point,
right?
I don't. He's just, to me right now, he's a bust. He's more of a bust than Justin Fields. Believe it or not, there, Troy Polamalu. He's more of a bust at this point.
But Josh hasn't had a chance to, not Josh, but Justin Fields has not had a chance to prove himself yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Josh Rosen's more of a bust than Justin Fields because Rosen has had teams and opportunities, maybe not as much.
Did he have one here in Tampa?
Well, I mean, he was if they wanted to keep him.
I think there's a guy by the name of TB12.
Well, then sit behind TB12. Obviously, they weren't interested in keeping him around for some reason.
It wasn't them who weren't interested. They had him back down, and he was on the practice squad, if you remember correctly. He was never activated.
Right.
Never activated, and he had requested to please be released while he's still young enough to be able to prove himself.
And he went to where? The Dolphins?
He went to Miami. He started playing.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. I mean, you get what you want, right? Yeah. You want to go to the Dolphins. That's a dumpster fire of an organization, because there's so many people out there right now convincing me in this offseason that Tom Brady would want to go to a dumpster fire like that.
Right.
And Rosen went there, and how did he do? Not good. I think he got picked up by the 49ers too. What did he do there? Nothing. I don't want to until the guy does something, he's irrelevant.
We can agree to disagree. And that's what I really like about this show.
Yeah, me too.
Christian says, who starts more games for Cleveland this year, Watson or Rosen? Well, I mean,
I think they're also interested in Cam Newton, and they have a backup quarterback. And
if Cam Newton starts the season, I will make you a wager. Anything that you want, they go winless in every game that he plays.
You're probably right, because Cam Newton's washed up, but that's what's being talked about right now.
I'm just gonna bring this blurb up.
Jacoby Brissett. Okay.
I'm just going to bring this little blurb up. Just look at the screen, because it's only going to be up there for like a millisecond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even entertaining it.
Jeez. Yep. Free Watson.
Christian says a cup of Rosen.
Yeah.
That was a little shout out to Ray Kennedy.
Oh, I know it was. I know it was.
Ray.
I know it was.
Lord. Rex says, I hope Watson sues the NFL and the Supreme Court.
I mean, go ahead. Go for it.
So he sues them. What's going to happen?
What's he going to do? The NFL is a private organization.
I hope he sues them too. You know why? Because it's going to bring more awareness to the millions of people that can acknowledge what kind of a sick bastard this guy is.
He's slimy. He's a slimy guy.
Really is.
The Houston Texans are slimy because they aided in it. All this stuff about how it was controversy and how the Texans set him up. They were both in bed together.
Andrew Davis. Hey, Andrew. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning into the show. Great guy, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. Appreciate you on this Friday
Browns
night.
will regret letting Baker go. Will you shut up?
Your Elmer Fudd was coming out there.
Elmer Fudd.
Be very, very careful.
The Browns will regret letting Baker go if he's healthy this year. The man took Cleveland to the postseason, which is the NFL equivalent to turning water to wine.
Pretty much is. It pretty much is.
Listen, Baker Mayfield's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the National Football League. I don't like him as a person.
Right.
I still have that visual of him pointing to his crotch, running off the field in a college game.
Well, he did a DX thing. That's what it is. Right.
And there's no place in the National Football League for those kind of shenanigans.
I agree.
But let's call it what it is. The man's got a ton of talent. Last year, Cleveland almost ended his career playing him when he shouldn't have played.
Agree. He played through injuries all throughout last year. And the Browns definitely.
Good comment, Andrew.
Sure.
For that comment, you win $1 million.
You win
payable by Peter Blake.
You win absolutely nothing. You get
give me your cash app
pat
info.
on the back right there.
Give me your
There's
cash
your
app
pat right
info.
there. Your pat on the back.
Christian says, let's not forget Robert Kraft just a couple of years ago. Robert had great attorneys, buddy, but that never really happened. That video was just like photoshopped.
I mean, again, he's an owner. That's the difference. The owner versus a player who has multiple allegations. None of them are great, but Watson is worse.
That particular therapy place, I know where it's at. Great rub and tug.
Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Can I have a slice of cheese with that? Who knows? Rex Grossman says Big Mike 3 times. Oh, God. Christian says, Peter, do not compare Fields and Rosen, even when talking bust. No. I'd have to kind of agree with him. I think.
Well, what I was trying to make the point is this jackass and Rex Grossman keeps on saying that Justin Fields is a bust. I say you could say that about Josh Rosen more than you could say that about Justin Fields. That's what I meant. I like Justin Fields. I don't think the organization of the Chicago Bears has done any favors during this offseason, but we shall see. I may be wrong about that.
This past Wednesday night, if you missed it, go back to 1252 Sports. Either YouTube or Facebook, Twitter, doesn't make a difference. Go back and listen to the interview that Fat Mike had with Shane Matthews. Shane Matthews is the former quarterback, for those of you that don't know. One of my favorite quarterbacks, by the way.
Former Florida Gator?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I got to watch that.
One of my favorite quarterbacks ever coming out of college was Shane Matthews. Okay. And then Rex Grossman and then Tim Tebow. Okay.
No Danny Werfel love because you're a Florida Gator fan?
Look, I did like Danny Werfel, but the level of talent that Werfel had around him at that time.
Agree.
Shane Matthews would have won 3 or 4 national championships.
Agree.
With that team.
You're probably right. But, well, he did win one national championship.
Yeah,
well, how about that?
Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Big Pete, Larry, Little Harry. It's Chris Shanafelt from Chicago. Had to call in. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Can't do that.
Appreciate you guys.
Why?
Had to call in before I got a little too obliterated, so had to give you guys a call.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You could have got obliterated all day long. I don't know if you work for a living. Maybe you take a day off. Maybe you take a whole weekend off. But
Christian's
hopefully
independently wealthy.
Oh, well, good. I hope he's having a great weekend.
For those of you didn't notice or actually didn't know this, Christian hit the Powerball last year.
Seriously.
Oh,
$240 million.
I got this rookie Jimmy Garoppolo card that I'm hoping pays off one of these days soon. But other than that, yeah.
I know a particular quarterback you could give that to down here in Tampa Bay. He'd wipe his ass with it a couple of times in Tom Brady.
Well, as you know, according to Dan Cilio out there, he says that Brady and Garoppolo still talk every day. So all that is nonsense, but we shall see. But you're exactly right. Garoppolo right now, officially now on the trading block. I guess he's cleared, so he's healthy. He's ready to go. I mean, yeah.
I also heard Dan Cilio said that Justin Fields will be the next 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, right?
Oh,
exactly. That's how you have to look at those rumors. Nothing against Dan,
Christian, let's just get him to the playoffs.
Dan's been known to say a couple of things that are kind of inaccurate. We'll just put it like that. We'll leave it at that.
What's on your mind, Christian? What's going on?
So I don't have any questions, you guys, but I did want to chime in here. You guys mentioned it in the beginning of the show. Appreciate the birthday wishes, but I don't call in very often. I think I only called in one other time, but I do try and tune in weekly. I just want to give you guys a shout out and let you guys know that your guys' work is appreciated. Every time you guys are on the air, I try to tune in, and I really enjoy your guys' show. Peter, congratulations on the new gig, and obviously here with Harry at 1252. You guys do a great job. Me here on the south side of Chicago, really appreciate your guys' work. Absolutely, Harry, you already know. We spoke on the phone a couple weeks ago. Love the job that you guys are doing, and just want to give you guys a quick shout out at the beginning of your show. Love what you guys are doing. Love every time I see you guys go live, and keep up the great work.
Christian, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate
birthday,
you. We love it. We love again, have a great birthday weekend. All right, my friend?
Appreciate that.
All right.
Absolutely. And I'll leave you guys with this. I'm sure this is a topic that you guys are trying to going to be discussing at some point tonight. So I'm not trying to jump the ship here, but Peter, especially you being closely tied to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, following that team, can I get your quick thoughts? And again, I'm sure this is a topic later on in the show, but Kyle Rudolph to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the 1-year deal. Does this is this the writing on the wall? Does this rule out Rob Gronkowski returning to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No.
And this is a player that you brought up last week, if I'm not mistaken.
You're exactly right. It is a player that
he did bring it up, but Gronkowski, he's actually saying he's not retired.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And his girlfriend just came out the other day and said, look, I don't think he's going to retire either. So no, to answer your question, I do not think it rules out Gronkowski coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But at the end of the day, with that tight end.
Isn't he older than Gronk?
He's about, what is he, about 31, 32 years old? You have to look that up. And a lot of people look at his statistics and, they say, well, but look at the quarterbacks he's played with. Besides maybe Kirk Cousins throughout his career, what quarterback can you say, man, he's got a Tom Brady type of presence there? So at the end of the day, to answer your question, no, I do not think it rules out Gronk. In fact, the Bucs have plenty of cap room. They can go and re-sign him. Could Gronk have a change of mind or change of heart? Absolutely. Could get throughout the season. Tom Brady gives him a call. He could come back. But Rudolph basically gives them that veteran presence in that tight end room. He's also a blocker, can stretch the field. I like the move by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because you're going in with 2 rookies. And then on top of it, what's that? That's called heart. I'm giving you the heart.
No, my lover actually just came in from the back door. Get it? He's sitting in the back. I got to bring him in. Christian, don't go anywhere.
Oh, geez.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay. All right. So
live from the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, best of the Bay, Mr. Cupper Ray himself, Tampa Bay Ray.
What's going on, Tampa Bay Ray?
Did you say lover came in from the back door here? Come on.
You know,
hey,
you start this kind of garbage, and then he feeds off of it.
It's a liberal platform.
Shut up and be quiet. Don't say that at all. Be quiet. Shut up. Finish the question off here, Christian. I do not think it rules out Gronk coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, it strengthens that tight end room for the Bucs.
Again,
I like Kyle Rudolph. We'll see what happens with Cam Brate and the rest of them. So, love it.
That's about what I was expecting. That's about what I was expecting. As long as Tom Brady makes that phone call, I think we know what's up.
That's it. I mean, and look, at the end of the day, when you have two rookies in there, Cam Brate, who can't stay healthy consistently, you've got an upgrade and you get a guy for probably 1 year, $4 million. So why not kick the tires on him? And if you can't make it happen, then you go with the two rookies and you go with Cam Brate, and then you hope that Gronk has a change of heart. But I think Rudolph's going to surprise some people this year for the Bucs, and that's
Christian,
what Tom Brady does.
That was a great phone call. I appreciate you calling in. You can use another call later if you'd like. We'll catch you later. And by the way, happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate you guys, man. As I said, keep up the great work. Love listening to you guys. Ray, what's going on, man? Love seeing you on the show the last couple of weeks. So keep up the great work yourself, and I'll be sure to stay tuned. You guys keep up the great work.
Yeah, you need to keep on calling in, my friend. Keep on calling in.
He's an awesome call.
Yes.
Thanks, Christian. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Christian Sandefeld from the south side of Chicago himself. Now, Mr. Tampa Bay Ray, let's get a really good look at you, sir. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you guys doing tonight? Happy Friday. Happy over-under. Happy Smoky Mountains. We're looking at a beautiful sunset over here over the Smoky Mountains. Just enjoying a nice evening here at the house. Just, on vacation, but can't miss the over-under, man, on a Friday night. If it's a Friday night, it's got to be the over-under here on 1252 Sports, baby.
I do appreciate that, Ray. What's been going on? Everything good? I mean, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing up in the Smoky Mountains.
I can't. No, I'm kidding. No, but Pete, I like what you mentioned, though, with the Kyle Rudolph, because, this guy, 10 years, he's hustling in Minnesota, did last year in the Giants, but you talk about bringing in that veteran, we needed that veteran, that tight end to assist Donovan Smith and to keep our tackles, to keep them honest with the defensive lines we face this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, just Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Los Angeles, the Rams. But I also like the fact that this kid's hungry. He's never had a championship, not at the NFL level, and he brings it. The guy brings it so hard. And so, you talk about a Keanu Neal, you talk about bringing in, a Logan Ryan, you talk about bringing in, Kyle Rudolph, and this is what the good teams do. You have the nucleus, the good pieces, the veterans, the ones that have been here. You bring in new pieces each year to kind of keep that hunger going, and I think that ends up being a great thing. And yeah, it still leaves the door open. Although I think we're all starting to imagine that, more and more that it looks like that door, even though Gronk would probably love to come back, the injuries and the fact in 2019 that back forced him out. I think more and more, I think he's going to become more comfortable with the decision he's made. And I think he already is. And he could probably walk away from it. And what a Hall of Fame career that Rob Gronkowski's already had.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I do not think that I'm not sure that door's closed yet. Again, I think he's definitely going to decide to come back if he wants to.
Does it necessarily mean, because apparently there were some rumors, Ray, Peter, everybody out there, that he wouldn't mind playing for Cincinnati. He wouldn't mind be playing for Buffalo. He's actually made these comments in the past year. Could this be a smokescreen by him saying, hey, I'm not retired? Well, you know what? I think if he comes back, I'm sorry, gentlemen, I got a funny feeling that he's going to be going to another team. We got to take this phone call, gentlemen.
I don't see it.
Hello.
Hello. This is a prepaid call from
Ryan.
Another prison break hot take, baby.
An inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution.
Jesus.
To accept this call, press 0. To refuse, your current balance is $19.70.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, alongside Tampa Bay Raid, my co-host, Mr. Peter Blake. Who do we got on the phone?
RJ, how's it going, guys?
RJ,
What's
where are you
going
calling?
on, RJ?
Where are you calling from, RJ?
I'm calling from outside of Tallahassee at a place called Wacola Correctional Institution.
Yep. Welcome to the Over Under again, brother. How you been? It's been a couple of weeks since we've talked to you. Everything treating you okay there?
Doing well, doing very well. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Listen, you came right into the fire. Going to start it off by asking you, does Rob Gronkowski, in your opinion, actually stay retired? Does he come back now that they've added Kyle Rudolph with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Or if he does come back, I'm making a prediction he signs with another team. What's your thoughts?
Nah, I think he's done.
Wow.
That was
I don't think
plain.
he comes-
That was plain
I
and
don't think
simple.
he comes
Play-
back.
No, why
I
don't
don't
you think he comes back? Because his girlfriend the other day was talking, saying she doesn't think he's done. And then he just said the other day, I'm not really retired. So, I mean, he was asked about it. He said, I'm retired. Now I'm not really retired. His girlfriend says he'll probably come back, possibly. I mean, it's really tough to make any sense of this whole thing. So you think he's retired?
I think he is, but I mean, that's just me personally. But you never know. Honestly, because the expectation with Brady coming back is to walk off with a ring.
That's it.
There's nothing less than that. So if he's going to walk off with a ring, it's going to be pretty enticing for Gronk not to come back and play with pretty much essentially your best friend and walk off with a ring as well.
And I wonder if the Bucs are in that position to where he thinks that they could definitely win a Super Bowl this year and they get off to a hot start, or they have a critical injury to that tight end room. Could Brady talk him into coming back on the field again?
That's true. Well, I don't want to inundate him too much with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers talking Rob Gronkowski and everything else. But what I'd like to know is what is on your mind. And Ray, do you have any questions for him? Because really, this is truly one of the first times I think you're actually talking to RJ.
Yeah, no, I think I got in at the very the last time when he was on X thing, and RJ, I've had a really good chance, and I've been watching the over under with these Prison Break hot takes, and I think one of the things that people are most impressed with, I don't want to say impressed because it sounds like we're surprised, but one of the things we find most interesting is that you guys don't your sports, and people got to realize that you're in there with a lot of guys that really have a great chance to break things down and look at it from a different angle, whereas we're just kind of like catching the water cooler talk or the Monday morning scores. You guys are digesting and breaking things down, and the knowledge is even deeper. I think I asked you last time what's the thing you were looking forward to most for the upcoming season, and I think you said that was the Las Vegas Raiders, didn't you, RJ?
I think that's my most intriguing thing looking forward to the season. The entire AFC West is extremely intriguing and interesting because that's now the toughest division in football, in my opinion.
Who wins that division, RJ? I'm going to bet you 2 ramens and a honey bun.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be Denver.
Denver.
With Russell Wilson coming at the controls, it's certainly possible.
Nothing personal, gentlemen, but I got them finishing dead last in that division.
No, see, you're wrong, and I told you this already. Kansas City is going to be the one that finishes dead last this year with the loss of Tyreek Hill.
You understand wishing and happening.
There's no wishing about it. You're going to see this offense come back down to earth without a Tyreek Hill. People think, Patrick Mahomes is going to do this and do that.
That's a good point, Pete.
Watch and see.
That's a really good point.
Chargers, I like to win this division. The Raiders could follow up. They could definitely win this division. Denver.
The Raiders are going to be
all
dangerous.
3 of those teams are better right now, in a better position, in my opinion, than the Kansas City Chiefs.
The most interesting thing is
you
got Nathaniel Hackett at Denver. You got Josh McDaniel.
I would like to see the Chargers make that leap.
That's
what I would like to see.
Well, I mean,
can Khalil Mack stay healthy for them?
Correct.
And Derwin James. Derwin James is a big.
Derwin James.
Derwin James, and
Derwin
they
James,
add J.C.
absolutely.
Jackson in free agency, and you got Khalil Mack. If he can stay healthy,
J.C.
you got
Jackson's
another
a huge add.
right. You got another bookend with Joey Bosa. But what it comes back to, fellas, at the end of the day, it's about quarterback play. What is the progression of Justin Herbert? If Justin Herbert can take that next step in his third year of progression, the sky's the limit for the Chargers because they got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams coming off a big time contract.
Here's what I don't like about the system that Justin Herbert's in.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, I'm not saying anything negative about the young man because I think he's an absolute stud under the QB1 position. But I think they play a very similar scheme that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have played the past 3 or 4 seasons. It's the chuck and duck type of mentality.
Right.
Okay, it's the risk it, no biscuit.
Sure.
They really like the long ball. But a lot of that can do because last year, if I'm not mistaken, Ray, you may be able to correct me, but I really think that they lost their running game due to injuries last year, and I think they were forced more to pass the ball. But something is telling me that they really like to throw the football a lot.
Well, when you got Justin Herbert, who's had multiple 300-yard passing games and who's a talented young quarterback, really what happened?
More than just multiple.
Correct.
But what makes a great defense, gentlemen?
Passing yard games. He had the
Good
most
offense.
300 passing yard games as a player his first
Good
2 years in
running
the
game.
league.
Right.
4 games into season 2.
You know, I've always said a great defense, really, a team that has a great defense generally has a really, really good running game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Tampa Bay fans out there, enjoy it because this year you're going to see this defense in Tampa absolutely explode because of that running game. Jesus, Bandit.
Well,
really?
the most interesting thing as
And
RJ
Bandit.
there,
Right. Go ahead, right?
we can talk about the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders, but I think really, and Harry, you alluded to it, the most interesting aspect of all is that it is not the Kansas City Chiefs by default, and it's not that Andy Reid's gonna.
And he's frozen pizza.
I
Thanks,
think Ray's
Barry.
having a little frozen. Are you there, Ray?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, you're just. Oh, there he
And
is
then-
again. He froze again. Go ahead and repeat what you were saying, Ray, because you froze up.
No, I just like the fact that it's not just the Chiefs division by default. That's going to be a very competitive division, almost like the NFC West was in 2021. And the cream will rise to the top. But I definitely don't see I see the Chiefs finishing third, and that's just because I think that at the end of the day,
Who's
it's
fourth?
not so much because. I would say only the Raiders, just because it's going to take them a year or two,
Wow.
even though you've got
Wow.
Devontae.
I still think Denver's fourth.
I think Denver's better. I think the Raiders are improved, and I definitely think the Chargers could be the team to beat. And I still think Kansas City is looking at a downfall here. They're looking at regression. I'm telling you, everybody's saying, Tyreek Hill doesn't mean a lot to this offense. He means a lot to this offense. He does.
RJ, got a question
Yes,
for
sir.
you, sir.
Go ahead. And y'all got to forgive me, by the way, a little bit. The phone that I'm on is kind of glitchy and cutting in and out on me. I just
No,
wanted
you
to
sound
know that.
you sound perfect. Ray, you can hear him fine, can't you?
Perfect.
But
Are-
it's more so me hearing you guys on my end.
Okay.
Of all the teams, including the Super Bowl teams that went to the playoffs last year, which one of those
Playoffs?
teams wouldn't surprise you to
Playoffs.
see you have a regressed year?
Which one? Say it again.
Which team or teams that made the playoffs or the Super Bowl last year, in your opinion, will regress this year and not make the playoffs?
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, give me another one.
Dallas Cowboys, without a doubt. And the reason why I say that is because they lost so many key pieces, and they weren't good last year. People think they were good, and they weren't good. They had a good record, but when you go and look at who they beat, they hadn't beat a team with a winning record since Week 6 last year, and that was the Patriots. And that was when the Patriots started off abysmally before they went on that huge run.
And my friends, that is what a prison break hot take is right
Yeah.
there.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And Dallas does what Dallas always does.
I need one more team, RJ, because you're going to be shocked at mine.
Ooh. San Francisco.
San Fran.
Yeah,
Oh.
I see San Francisco
Yeah.
too. And there's a lot of bettors out there, and you would be able to comment about this in Vegas, taking Trey Lance as possibly an MVP type of candidate. I don't see it. He hasn't done enough for me to say look, he's going to be the MVP. I get it. You have Deebo Samuel. I get it. You have a talented defense at the end of the day. But Trey Lance has proven nothing at this point. So I don't know why there's so many bets or so much money going on this kid to be the MVP. I think San Francisco could definitely get a rude awakening.
Call me crazy.
Yeah.
But you can mark it down. Today's the 22nd of July.
Yeah.
It's a Friday night. We're on the over-under. You're going to hear it first. One of these two teams that I'm going to tell you will not make the playoffs. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh.
The Buffalo Bills.
Oh, my God.
How about one of those two powerhouse teams?
I can't.
Just laying it out there.
Cincinnati, Harry, possibly. But Cincinnati is improved.
If that happens, you're a prophet.
Well, I know you can't see through your phone, but close to it. 111-62 in baseball right now.
Pretty good. Pretty good, my friend.
And by the way, 97 of those wins out of the 111 were underdogs. But I'm not a prophet. I would never profess to be that. But
Buffalo and Cincinnati with two of the great young quarterbacks in the league now.
One of those two teams will not make the playoffs. It wouldn't surprise me if both of them didn't make it. Now,
I would be
go ahead, Ray.
The Dolphins. Dolphins maybe. Now, I would only because in the AFC North, Pittsburgh's between Trubisky and Ritter, who's their quarterback going to be? Pickett. I'm sorry, Cleveland. Is it going to be Josh Rosen? Josh Rosen.
Where is he?
Oh, jeez. I'm so excited.
But let me tell you something. With Waddle and Tyreek Hill there in Miami with that defense that Flores was already putting in place before he was, for whatever God no, and McDaniel, what he's doing, the offensive mind that he is, and Mostert they have down there, the Dolphins are going to be a beast in the East, in the AFC East.
Who's their quarterback? Who's their quarterback?
Tua.
It's
Tua time.
Tua. Oh, please. Tua.
Oh,
they're going to be a beast.
Yeah, but you got to think all they're going to do is get the ball out of his hand.
Oh, please.
When
Buffalo wins that division easily.
That's what if they don't run the ball well, they're going to get the ball out of his hand so fast and let him throw little 3-yard passes because he knows they can complete those, and then put it in Tyreek Hill's hand and Cedric Wilson Jr.'s hand and Waddle's hand and expect them to make plays.
Basically, what RJ just told you,
be able to do on offense.
Peter, basically what RJ just told you, do not drop the soap, baby, because he just gave you another prison break hot take.
And I'm telling you right now, if your hot take is that Tua is going to be somewhat of a decent quarterback in this league,
I agree with him.
I got oceanfront property in Arizona for you, because until he does it on the field, I am not buying it.
He's been hurt.
He's always hurt.
I think that his numbers make him look better than what he is because
he's not that good. He's been a red flag.
Exactly.
He is a red flag ever since he came out of Alabama. And until he can stay healthy for a full year and show the consistency from the pocket and outside of the pocket to complete those necessary passes to those wide receivers we're talking about, I'm saying Buffalo and New England are the two teams, and maybe the Jets improve somewhat.
Okay, but none of you three gentlemen asked me why I predicted either Cincinnati or Buffalo. Okay, see how that works, guys? You say
I would like to know this.
Those are bold statements. Why do you feel that way?
Right.
What are some of the attributing factors that make a team great and actually makes a big playoff run, Ray?
Great defense, great running game.
The number one thing is a team's conditioning and health. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buffalo and Cincinnati, two of the least injured teams last year. Matter of fact, past 2 years. Okay, let me go out and say this.
Good point.
Buffalo, hey, look, the injury bug can come and hit them. Hello, Tampa. Remember what that happened to you guys last year?
Yeah.
Okay. No matter how great your football team is, you still have to play as a cohesive unit. It's about that word mo. Remember, Ray? Momentum. It's all about momentum. And you lost your offensive coordinator up there. Okay? Let me throw that right out there again. I'm telling you now, bet the under on the total wins for the Buffalo Bills this year, and I assure you against Cincinnati as well. These two teams are going to go backwards. Now, that's my reasoning.
Oh,
RJ, what teams that were bottom cellar dwellers this past year have a chance to become the next Cincinnati Bengal team?
That's a good question.
The entire country will laugh at this, but I'm going to go with my Jacksonville Jaguars.
No.
Well, look, I think.
I'm kidding.
Look,
He's entitled to an
I think
opinion.
he could be. I think the coach there could be better than Urban Meyer. Let's just say that.
I love
but,
the acquisition there. Ray, what do you think of the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think getting Travis Etienne back healthy, where he injured himself in a preseason last year, and getting, I think that alone is like getting 2 first-round picks. I think that the defense still going to have to come, but I think Doug Peterson is going to be simpatico with his quarterback. But then again, the AFC South, that's a tough division too, with the Titans and the Colts. So I mean, I like the chances for the improvement.
Indy's definitely going to be a lot better with Matt Ryan as opposed to Carson Wentz.
I'm sorry, guys, but you can't see this, RJ, but I got a big old cat sitting right in front of the camera.
It's my team, unfortunately, man.
Thanks, Bandit.
But,
well,
they're loaded at the skill position on offense and on their front seven. It's just a matter of getting a continuity and a whole new system with Doug Peterson and Press Taylor and their defensive coordinator, and how well their offensive line will play and how well their secondary will play, because that's where they're still kind of weak at.
I'd like to give a dark horse team up.
Well, my dark horse team, and I don't think they were cellar dweller last year, but anytime you lose to Jacksonville to end the year would be the Indianapolis Colts. They will be improved. Jonathan Taylor at the running back situation, the defense is pretty good, and Matt Ryan, that veteran presence, maybe that will get them over the top.
I've been talking about them. I absolutely love them. Gentlemen, we got room for a third, I think.
Can we read some comments, though? Because we got lots of comments.
I'm going to go ahead and bring the comments up.
Yes.
My dark horse is the Detroit Lions. I like what they're doing.
You really do like, you're not the only one. And, before we go through those dark horses, I am going to bring someone in here in about less than 2 minutes because I'd like to hear his opinions because he's pretty damn good himself. Andrew Davis says, Browns will regret letting Baker go. We already talked about it. Christian says, let's not forget Robert Kraft just a couple of years ago. We talked about that. Rex Grossman says, say Big Mike 3 times. Christian. Peter, do not compare Fields and Rosen, even when talking bus. No. Andrew says, I will not be taking my money in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Rex Grossman says, Kevin Stefanski turned the Browns around, not Johnny Manziel 2.0. Christopher Cole. Chris, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, Harry the Greek and 44 Pete.
Love it.
Love it. Rex Grossman says Peter has no support and praise Justin because Harry is his friend.
Nope. Sorry. I like Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State, what he did and how he played and the moxie he showed versus Clemson.
Andrew Davis says Fields has potential. People forget Peyton had a rough rookie season. We expect too much of these kids. Can't be a savior year one. Most take time to develop.
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew says Jimmy G
turned around and went and then turned right back around and went 14-2.
Yes,
true.
RJ, yes.
Jimmy G will not have much trade market. Overpaid, often injured, mediocre play. He needs to take a pay cut for anyone to take a shot at him. That would probably only if teams number ones get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to come back to the comments in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and add into the stream Sunday morning's man himself, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jacob Charnow. How are you?
Jacob, what's going on, buddy?
What up, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good. Jacob, say hello to RJ. He's calling in from a prison break hot take in the Florida DOC.
What up, RJ? Harry, I wanted to tell you.
Yes,
I did you see my text? I texted you. Your boy Joey Kriebel is in right now against the Yankees, pitching down 5. They were down 5-2. Now they're down 6-2. The Orioles.
He is it. He is in there. Yeah.
How's he pitching?
He from what I saw, I came down. I watched him half an inning. And
he's one of the hottest setup guys in baseball this year.
Oh,
and by the way, they just threw him out to second on a steal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice throw.
I saw they scored. It was Donaldson scored. Kind of left. Drove him in, I think. I actually need you guys to keep me updated on the Tampa Bay Rays game. I know it's 1-1. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Absolutely.
Kansas City.
Jacob, we were just talking about it. Give me 2 teams in the National Football League that made the playoffs or the Super Bowl that you think have a chance to regress this year.
Ooh, regress. I mean, I guess the 49ers are an obvious pick because, I mean, new quarterback. You don't really know how it's going to look. And what they make it to the NFC Championship last year, so that's
correct.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, it's hard to get back there if you're any team. And then I'll say the Kansas City Chiefs regress. just a little bit this year. I think that's a fair pick. They lost They lost Tyreek Hill, and they're rocking with a lot of rookies, both on offense and defense. So, and they have no run game, and I think that comes back to hurt them a lot more this year than it has in years past. So I'll go with the Niners and the Chiefs.
Well, they do have our old friend, the victim of volume, and a Ronald Jones there. We'll
That's
see
a name
how
I haven't heard in a
Peter,
while.
you're all the volume I'll ever need.
You shut up. We'll see how that works out. And they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yes.
So, but they
Speaking of volume, what about this volume with Leonard Fournette and coming in at 260?
260 pounds, Ray. I just want to see your face when I said that.
Too
That's
much of a
so
big
many
deal.
pounds.
260.
Did you see his recent picture?
Anybody can say Jerome Bettis that can't run?
Oh,
Jerome Bennis could run. He could run at
understand.
280.
You know
Hold on,
who I'll
hold on.
say? I'll compare him more to a player in my time. I'll go with Eddie Lacy.
Oh, God.
Well, that's a bad comparison because Lacey loved to hang out at Taco Bell way too much, getting those chalupas.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
it's
well-
not about his
Chalupas.
weight. It's the amount of commitment that the young man has for a team that's trying to make a quest to go to another Super Bowl.
To be fair to Leonard Fournette, I'll say a lot of that is probably muscle. I mean, you saw those pictures. He looks jacked. But can he be that 3 down back at 260?
He's not 260 now. You've seen the recent pictures. He's looked like he's getting back into shape again. He's training in Texas with some running backs. So all this is it's been way blown out of proportion. And I get what you're saying. I understand it. He just signed a 3-year contract, so he should be more committed. But he's looking good. They're ready to roll with him. And he's got some competition because they drafted a 3rd-round guy from Arizona State, who, by the way, Herm Edwards compared to Marcus Allen.
I think I hung up on RJ. RJ, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh.
My phone's cutting out real bad, so I'm only catching bits and pieces of y'all's conversation.
Well, there was a
unfortunately.
reason why. Is I actually disconnected you for some reason. I forgot you were still on with us.
Oops.
That's bad. I am so
Wow,
sorry
wow,
about
wow, wow.
that. You're just not right.
No
Peter,
worries
right?
at all.
Well, I'm giving you sound
It looks
effects.
like the soap didn't get dropped in prison. It got dropped on that end.
Oh,
Yes,
just a
it did.
drop. You dropped the ball right there. You dropped the ball, Harry
I'll
the
admit
Greek.
it, I dropped the soap.
You did. You dropped the
RJ.
soap. You dropped the ball.
RJ, what else do you got, buddy, before we let you go?
And I'm dropping knowledge.
Not much. I just appreciate you guys always letting me call in and having the opportunity to have a few minutes to speak with you guys, and about something I'm passionate about. I'm planning on running my own ticket in here actually when football season starts for college and NFL. So hopefully when I call in every week, maybe you guys can help me with that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Mr. 11162 right there will help you out with that.
I can always give him a hand.
Yeah, you give him a hand.
Hey, only if I can get you. Only if you can start betting a couple of ramen noodles and maybe a couple of honey buns.
That's about all it is.
I know. And don't forget ketchup packets, mayonnaise packets. I mean, people in life really take things for granted until you've actually been locked up. For the people out there that don't know what's going on, we're talking to RJ from the Florida Department of Corrections up in the Panhandle of Florida. RJ, how much more time you got left before you're free, man?
14 years, 1 month, and 1 day to be exactly.
14 more years. Wow. I couldn't imagine.
Which is luck would have it is probably the next time the Bears will see the playoffs.
Wow. Or luck will have it.
kidding.
The Browns will win a playoff game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to
Why
throw it in
did
there.
he
My
do that
joke.
for? Why did he
Really?
do that? Is it off with his
me?
head kind of deal?
No.
Yeah.
I would never say
Ray?
that. Gentlemen, you got anything else for RJ? Because I'm going to let him go. Ray?
RJ, it was great talking to you, brother. Just keep on keeping on.
Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Peace.
RJ, you killed it tonight, my friend. You came to the table. You brought it. Thanks a lot for joining us here on the Over Under.
Thank you so much, RJ. Have a good one. Make sure you call in next week. We'll always talk to you. Take care of yourself. Hey, keep your head up.
Absolutely.
And as the Greek
Yes,
always
sir. Y'all
says,
as well.
keep your bets low and your returns high. Win some ramens for me. We'll talk to you later.
Speaking of bets low and returns
Absolutely. Y'all have
high,
a blessed night. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
brother. Appreciate you. All right, good stuff there from RJ, who
That
knows this stuff.
Yeah, that was RJ.
Yeah.
guys.
Awesome.
Speaking of bets low and returns high, any of you guys happen to take the Boston Red Sox today?
No, they're losing 21-3 right now. It's
21-3.
By the way,
I
the
know.
Toronto Argonauts are beating the
the
Boston
Bruins.
Patriots
The Boston Patriots.
21-3.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised none of you took a nice parlay with the Boston money line and then the under in the game.
I just love that the Houston Astros swept a doubleheader on the Yankees
Oh,
yesterday.
get out of here.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
Yankees-
Yankees starting to slow down, maybe.
We're going to get back to some
Aaron
of the comments
Judge.
there.
Aaron
Piling-
Judge 2 home runs tonight already.
Wow. Guy's going to get paid in the offseason.
FYI, Aaron Judge is really good, folks.
He's a good
Andrew
baseball
Davis says Jimmy G will not have much of a trade market. Overpaid, often injured, and mediocre play. He needs to take a pay cut for anyone to take a shot at him. And that would probably only be if team's number one gets hurt. By the way, this Andrew Davis, he lives down in Florida, and he's also from your neck of the woods up there, Mr. Jacob Charnow.
All right. Jersey
Andrew
boy.
Davis says Rudolph is a good pickup. People forget the Giants almost voided the deal because of a foot injury. A year later, he may look better. Great teammates, though.
Plus, you also don't have to play with Daniel Jones. You get a chance to play with the greatest of all time in Tom Brady. So it's kind of a – and again, you look at the quarterbacks, besides a Kirk Cousins, who's not that great himself, look at all the quarterbacks, and he's still been able to be somewhat productive. So I really think this could be a dark horse move by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we all know what Tom Brady can do when he's got weapons around him, don't we?
Yeah,
Gets the best out of those players.
Joanna says, hi, Peter, Harry, and Tampa Bay Ray, but you weren't in there yet.
I know.
She probably would have said
There's
hello
a
to you,
comment
too.
down more of her saying hi to me.
And my boy, Mr. Roger Shue himself. What's up, guy? Josh Rosen, NFL MVP this year. Little Pete and the Greek.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot, Roger. Once again, you are the tribal troll, my friend.
David Mosher says, do we know what number call Rudolph went with and is 87 still available?
8, I believe it is. That's
Number
what
8. I
yes,
love it.
8.
Number 8.
Number
Love it.
8.
That's
Right
right,
behind
ladies
Joe
and gentlemen.
Tryon, Shoyanka, just in front of Leonard Fournette, right in the middle there, the sweet spot.
Roger Shue says, hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. You have a question or a comment for the Greek, Pete, Ray, or Jacob? Give us a call at 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. Or go ahead and post a comment. We'll read it live on the air. Heck, they might even give us a different narrative to talk about.
Sure.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Very important. Andrew Davis says KC, Denver, LA, and Oakland.
That's the order of the
Well, he
division.
says so. He says 8. He says KC is going to finish first again.
Yep.
Oh, come
Wow.
I gotta
Okay.
agree with
LA,
Kansas City.
LA in third. The Chargers in third after all they did. Hell, even Oakland. Honestly, Oakland at this point they could win the division.
They could win a division.
They're so good.
Wow.
This is honestly the biggest toss-up of any division right now. All four teams could win this division.
Absolutely.
And,
I think KC is the only team at this point. I think KC is in a worse position than they were last year with losing Tyreek Hill.
they're the only team.
I'm going to stand on that mountain. I'm going to. I'm telling you right now. Oakland Las Vegas what they did in the offseason there. You have Max Crosby. You also get the guy from the Arizona Cardinals. You have good pass rushers there. You have Derek Carr, who finally has a number 1 wide receiver, and then Devontae Adams. So they have a nice defense. I love what the Chargers have done. I love what Denver's done, getting a Russell Wilson, and they're going to be improved. The team that, to me, has not improved has been the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
They got younger, though. Ray, do you honestly think that Kansas City's going to finish in the cellar?
You know what? I just think that the loss of Tyreek Hill, it's not so much just the loss of that speed, the cheetah. I think I honestly think that that's going to wear across the team. It's not so much they're suddenly going to think the sky is falling or Andy Reid's going to lose his magic or Eric Bieniemy's not going to be able to call a game. I just think that when you lose a player like Tyreek and you see the other, or you see the other 3 teams in the division getting that much better, it becomes a mental game, Harry. And also that like you said, that friend of ours we call Mo, that momentum. Now, can Kansas City grab that momentum early on? The Bucs are going to find out because they're here in Tampa Bay within, in the first quarter of the season. We'll see which KC team we're getting, but I just think that the other 3 teams are improved enough that, KC could go on a spin. So I'm not saying for sure in 4th place. I just think that there's a road to they could get there. Just have to see if it actually happens.
Great take on that, Ray.
I still think Kansas City, and when I say they're going to finish, 3rd, 4th in division, they're still going to win 9 games. That's the thing, right?
Yes.
They're still going to go, over 500. Any team, I think all 4 of these teams are going to go over 500. right? I've seen a lot of people like Andrew Davis just said, saying Las Vegas finished last in the division. I still think they win over 9 games this year. It's ridiculous, but it's possible, right? This is the best division in football.
Period.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Yep. And I feel like the Chiefs, the reason I don't like what the Chiefs did was because in a year where everyone got better, they decided that they were going to kind of get younger and go into not a rebuild, but get younger at almost every position on their team, right? Like it made it. I think throwing a rookie wide receiver, a rookie corner in Trent McDuffie week 1 against whoever they're playing, and then having him play 6 games going up against guys like Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. It's tough. That's going to be a tough challenge. I think teams are going to still score a lot of points at Kansas City, which has been a problem almost every year for the last 5 years. And I don't think the offense will be able to keep up. That's why I think they lose games. Was years before they've been able to score 40, 45 points in a game and be able to keep up with their defense being bad. Now their defense could be bad, and their offense just won't be able to score that many points this year. So
and as Kyle Nichols said too, they lost Honey Badger. So how much of a loss is that going to be? I get it, he's getting up there in age, but still, that's a veteran presence to that back end.
Didn't they add Justin Reed though from the Texans?
Yes, I believe they did.
He's okay. I mean, he's okay.
He's okay. You said the key word. Yeah. He's okay. Yeah. See, this team is okay. The wide receivers are just okay. They got Marcus Valdez-Scantling, who the Packers let go, and they need wide receivers, and they let him go. He's just okay. Kansas City is just okay. Everybody else in this division is better.
They got Juju is okay.
Yeah, and that's what I was alluding to, is the fact that it's kind of a mental thing. It's and like you said there, Jacob, it's they still have a great team, but when you're paying your quarterback $50 million a year,
there you go.
On the top, you got to make those decisions, and that's you pick your poison. Yeah. And I'm not putting
Arizona.
Really.
Kyler Murray. I mean, what's going on there?
Screwed the pooch in Arizona for a long time.
I'm telling you right now, I've never understood this at all, why teams don't follow the Brady blueprint, because I get it. He's married to a supermodel and she's got money.
She's super, all right.
Right. But he's taking less money throughout.
But Brady doesn't have anything on my boy in the Jets uniform, baby.
He's
got nothing.
That's another
on
issue.
Him,
but the point is, Brady has taken less money throughout his career, and he's given his team that great opportunity to be competitive. That is the Brady blueprint. Tell me how many quarterbacks with top salary have won a Super Bowl?
There haven't been.
There you go. And yet there are still teams out there willing to pay a guy like Kyler Murray. You're paying Kyler Murray that much money.
Listen.
He's done absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Last year he started the season, what was he, like 8-1?
Did you see him against the Rams in the playoff game?
Yes.
He made Jameis Winston look like the best quarterback in the National Football League with some of the throws. I mean, absolutely atrocious. What are they watching? But we said it on the sports web.
Ray,
they were forced into a corner.
What did you put in his cocktail tonight?
I mean, I've had enough. I've had enough of all these teams paying all these quarterbacks and saying, well, that's the market. That's what we got to do. We got to pay the quarterback. And guess what? You never win. You hinder your team. That's why it's so important that when you draft a quarterback, that window that you actually win, get to the playoffs, and possibly win a Super Bowl. Because after that, these quarterbacks are like, I got to make $40, $50 million a year. If I don't make $40 or $50 million a year and hinder my team, I'm not going to play for you.
Well, at some point, Peter, and I got to respectfully disagree with you on this.
Okay.
Players deserve to be paid. They do. Okay.
But how much? At
what kind of a cost? I mean,
right.
It's just going to be kind of ridiculous. And I agree with that. It's a rarity. There's only been 2 players in my personal time that I've been on this earth that I've ever seen witness do this. One was a guy by the name of Michael Jordan, who put the team in front of everybody and took a pay cut in order to make sure he surrounded himself with a great team.
Thank you.
And he's also known as the GOAT. The other GOAT is, in being in Tom Brady, he has done this. Jacob, Ray, and everybody else on this platforms and people that are listening will probably agree with this. This is why they've always turned out to be very good. But teams like Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers
lost Devontae Adams.
Correct.
He's the first person to complain that the Packers don't spend enough money or don't give him enough weapons, yet he's not willing to take less. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Yes.
I'm on a roll now. Russell Wilson, same thing in Seattle. Gets a big contract, will complain to the organization that they don't do enough. He's not doing enough. Dak Prescott, obscene amount of money. Good for you, buddy. But guess what? You lose Amari Cooper. That's what it comes down to. Joe Flacco, Matt Ryan, it's happened in history where the team has been absolutely torn apart with signing these big-time contracts. I'm not against it, but how much is just enough?
That's because these quarterbacks that you've talked about and these players is what put asses in the seats in the respective cities.
But if you want to build a team, if you want to build a total team like Tom Brady and like Michael Jordan and like all the examples,
I understand.
then don't bitch about your team not doing enough. Take less, take a pay cut, take a little bit less than everybody else, and who knows, maybe you'll be in the playoffs every year and have 7 Super Bowls. Just saying.
Now,
it's kind of worked.
Ray, what's your take on Peter's rant here?
I completely agree. As a team, I mean, you get a first-round pick, you get a Justin Fields, or you get a Zach Wilson. You draft a young kid, and you have that magical window where, like the Ravens, when they get lucky at number 32, and they find a Lamar Jackson who wins the MVP in 2019. But that's why I get a little agitated, get a little sick in my mouth this week when, it's just they're throwing out there, well, Garoppolo, the Buccaneers might be one of those teams. No, we don't need a $25 million a year backup first, so we have an heir apparent to Tom Brady. I'm not saying I don't want to see a plan, and I think Jason Light has a plan, but constantly looking to move that money. And here's the thing, guys, it's the resources. You're going to pay that. You're going to pay Aaron Rodgers $50 million a year. Of course, you're going to lose Devontae Adams, and how much we're looking forward to seeing him going out there with Carr. Going back and reunited, and it feels so good, that college reuniting out there in Las Vegas. But yeah, I agree with Pete.
Well, and look at Patrick Mahomes.
By the way, I just need to get. I promised Jacob I would do this.
Yes.
Joey Kriebel just gave up a meatball to LeCastro. He took him deep, and I think the ball's still traveling. Right about now, I think it's past. I think it's already past Washington. Also, another score update. 5-1. Tampa Bay's up 5-1.
Yeah.
Colorado, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's up 3-2. San Diego 3-0 over the Mets, top 7. Cincinnati 9-4 at home against St. Louis.
Wow.
In the 8th. And I already told you the Yankees are winning 7-3. Toronto and Boston, bottom 5. Easy score.
25-3. Thanks a lot, Boston, for showing up tonight.
Miami 8-1. Oh Lord,
my God,
that's just huge.
Let's
go back to some of the comments.
Please.
Can I jump in quickly about what we were just talking about here? Because I have a theory. I not a theory, but look around the league now. The game. This is when we start to see the game changing, and it's not necessarily football. It's the front office game. It's all that, because now look around the league and look at the quarterbacks coming into the NFL. Within, I think, the next 5-6 years, every single team is going to have a quarterback that they have to pay. Every single team is, because all these quarterbacks coming from college are all so talented. They are, right? The talent, the jump between the NFL from college to the NFL is not nearly as big as it was 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. But look at what's going to happen now with Joe Burrow, when Joe Burrow needs to get paid, and they also need to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, right? And that's the same reason why Jesse Bates
can't keep all those players. It's impossible to keep them, because if they do sign those 3 players, they're going to score 50 points a game and lose by 2.
Yep.
Because they're not going to have a defense.
Right. And that's my point. You don't have to necessarily be the highest paid quarterback in the league. I get it. You want your scratch. Everybody wants to get paid their worth. But then again, you have to look back and say, how much is enough? And if it hinders your team.
This all started with the Kyler Murray conversation. My question is, the elephant in the room is this. If Arizona, and again, I am not a Kyler Murray fan. Let's get that out there.
Sure.
Okay. I see a lot of holes in his game. But what he has done, a dynamic type of player that he is, could you imagine with the problems that particular city has put in fans in the stands, could you imagine if they got rid of their franchise so-called quarterback out of that city, they would boycott this team?
Well, they would not only boycott the team, but the pressure is immense now, because you look back the last 2 years, Tampa Bay making a home Super Bowl, the Rams making a home Super Bowl. Guess what? Arizona, they feel like getting this contract extension to Kyler Murray is going to, make him play better, but at the end of the day, is that team better? Is that team going to be able to get to their home Super Bowl? I would say no. And then on top of it, for future purposes, with all the money that he's made, once again, it has hindered your team from signing possibly a DeAndre Hopkins or somebody out there because you have so much money devoted in your cap to one stinking player.
How about this? I want to say, I'll say this. Everyone wants to blame Kyler Murray. And yes, he played like garbage in that game against the Rams last year. Absolutely. I'll say that. But you know, what do we say about why Lamar hasn't made it to a Super Bowl, hasn't made it to an AFC championship? It's because of the no weapons around him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're paying their offensive line a ton. This offensive line is fantastic. You know, they have a great defense. How is this all? I can't keep putting the blame all on Kyler Murray's little shoulders. It's not, I can't, it's hard to keep blaming him because, you know, he has DeAndre Hopkins, sure, and Christian Kirk, who's fine. But this defense was atrocious last year. They were terrible. This secondary was god awful last year.
Well,
No one remembers that. The Rams were arguably the best passing team in football. One of them. You know, you had the Triple Crown winner in Cooper Kupp, who did it in one season, right? They lost that game. You have, you know, OBJ. You have Van Jefferson in that game, who is more than solid.
But the Rams also had a team that moved the chains on the ground. And you take a look at their TOP, okay? Take a look at their time of possessions. Top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
The Cardinals had no interior defense. They had no interior defense line. And they had Chandler Jones, who had a relative down year last year. He got hurt. Wasn't he hurt? Didn't he tear his bicep? So,
well, J.J. Watt, too. You know, J.J. Watt, once again, you love J.J. Watt and his athleticism, but the guy cannot stay healthy for a full year. That's what it comes down to, and he's getting up there in age.
What do you think, Ray?
JJ
No,
Watt.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
but you know, like you said, hey, Kyler Murray, they were ready to. The Cardinals had the NFC West and the NFC sewed up before Week 8, and you know, teams started to figure them out. You had a couple of key injuries, and you know that team, they're going to do it again this year because the NFC West buried the lead with the Rams and the Seahawks, but with the Niners and the Rams, it's still not going to be a very easy decision. So Kyler's going to get his money. Dynamic quarterback, yeah, but let me ask you guys, if you had to pick. Forget the team situations. You had to give $130 million guaranteed to a quarterback. Would it have been Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray?
Neither.
Well, Lamar's done a lot more than Kyler at this point, and that's the quandary, Leo word that you're going to have here because Lamar's definitely going to get more money. He's proven more than Kyler Murray at this point because of the way the market goes. But if you listen to some of the former teammates of the Baltimore Ravens, the reason why they haven't gotten a top wide receiver is because there's wide receivers in the league. And this is according to Mr. Pollard there talking about this, and he got some heat for it. Top wide receivers don't want to play with Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson can't complete those passes consistently.
And that's not really a fair question. I'm going to throw out a hypothetical here. It's not even a hypothetical. I'm going to throw out a fact here, guys. You ready? I'm going to bring up 2 quarterbacks, Troy Aikman and Jay Cutler. What do these 2 names have in common? You want to know what it has in common? I'm going to ask you a question, Ray. Who would you rather have your team built around? Honestly, Troy Aikman or Jay Cutler?
Well, I'm thinking I see Troy Aikman. I think about Michael Irvin.
Fair.
And,
how about you?
Know.
I mean, Aikman to me because he made better decisions. And
Jacob? There's a reason for this.
I get it.
I'll be the first one to say Jay Cutler was overhated, but I think
okay, you don't have to. It's okay because everybody's enamored with the Troy Aikman, the Super Bowls, the whole 9 yards.
Sure.
Almost every statistical category, Jay Cutler has beat his ass. So it's not fair to say that Lamar Jackson has done more than Kyler Murray. And he's probably going to be the one that's going to be more deserving. So wait a minute. Jay Cutler's done more than Troy Aikman has.
That's a fair point. And
I mean,
the other
average
point
yards
is,
per game,
right?
Touchdown passes versus interception. Every statistical category, Jay Cutler had a better career.
It's a stupid point.
With the exception of obviously winning
because
Super
the
Bowl.
team is better and the team that's built around him is better. So Lamar Jackson may have been able to do more because he's got more around him. I get that. But now with this big time,
that's just a little point I was trying to bring up.
Right. But with this big time contract with Murray, do you think he's going to get better? He better. The pressure's on now. The pressure's on the Cardinals.
Candidate. He was an MVP candidate through like 10 weeks of the year last year.
My point though with Lamar Jackson is, and I'm not putting the kid down, in 2019, most phenomenal player in the league, totally deserved. Only one of 2 people that were unanimous NFL MVP that year. But I hate to use the word system quarterback, but you know, with the heavy tight ends and the good offensive line and the running game, Lamar is kind of more of a system as far as his success goes. He's more of a system quarterback.
We saw that guy. Who was it? I forgot his name. Tyler Huntley last year for the Ravens when Lamar went down. He won a few games for the Ravens. He did. And
yeah.
Hey guys, we got a call that just came in. Hold on. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, along with Mr. Peter Blake, Jacob Charnow, and Tampa Bay Ray. Who's calling and where are you calling from?
This is Curtis from Newport Richard.
What's up, Curtis?
Curtis up in no place really. What's happening, brother?
All the snails up there.
God.
You staying away from the snails, the African snails up there. They just found that those snails had rat lungworm in them. So if you get next to those snails, they can give you meningitis.
I don't want to be a little ignorant, but black people, we don't really mess with that kind of stuff anyway.
I'm just saying it's up in that area. But by the way,
these particular views and opinions don't necessarily reflect Harry the Greek, the over/under, or 1252 Sports Entertainment. But preach on, brother.
No escargot.
All I'm
my
gonna tell
car
you is,
don't
listen,
go.
I don't go outside. I don't cut my own grass. I don't play with outdoor. I don't mess with outdoor animals. So for me, if I seen a snail, I'd probably step on it.
Well, that may be dangerous. That may be dangerous to you. So don't do that.
What you got on your mind, Curtis?
Okay, so this whole Kyler Murray thing. Listen, you know what? The guy is very talented. He is. He is like he's pretty much. This is going to be a bad comparison, but I'm going to just say it, and I'm going to explain why I was saying. He's like Jameis Winston's last year in Tampa. You have all the talent in the world around you. This is your prove it year.
Yeah.
This is your prove. I mean, they paid you. I know they're probably not going to get rid of you, but you have all the talent in the world around you, and you have. I understand the defense lost Chandler Jones, but I understand that you're in a tough division. But like you guys were just saying, this team led the NFC for 9 weeks last year.
Yes, they did. And I called them a team that was playing with smoke and mirrors last year.
Yeah. They fell apart and crumbled like blue cheese. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Curtis. I think that's a good point, but it's going to be hard and people are going to be on the Cardinals right away because the Cardinals are going to start off 2-4. They are, because who else do they have offensively, right? Because you look, DeAndre Hopkins is suspended for 7 games.
Yes.
Remember that. So
wow.
when people are on the Cardinals immediately, cut them some slack. They have literally no other efficient talent that is going to win them games and win those one-on-one matchups every time.
Right.
They don't. Right. They lost Christian Kirk. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins. Zach Ertz is, at this point in his career, not a non-factor, but he's not going to carry this offense. They're going to have to rely on the run. Kyler Murray, I have a feeling he's going to start. They're not going to win games, but he's going to start off pretty hot. I think the Cardinals, they missed the playoffs. I think they go 7-10 around that. But I think that you look at Kyler Murray and you say, hopefully by the end of the year, you're saying, you know what? Well, this is not Kyler Murray's fault. This is the fault of Cardinals management. And if you go back and watch some of these Cardinals games from last year and the year before, Cliff Kingsbury has had some of the worst game management I've ever seen a coach.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, not only the worst game management, but they also got Hollywood Brown. So
not to bash him, but I got to take my hat off to Christian Kirk because he robbed Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, he absolutely robbed Jacksonville.
God, he robbed.
They paid him Chris Godwin money, and he wasn't even Chris Godwin. You're exactly right. I mean, Mike Williams, same thing, but
Christian
the man got paid, baby.
He got paid.
He got them stacks.
But here's the thing: Kyler Murray, during the draft, he got his buddy Hollywood Brown from Oklahoma. So we'll see if that works out. That's what they're banking on at this point.
What in the world are you doing?
Hello, Bandit. And
this is my argument for Lamar when people say he can't throw. Go back, watch some of these throws to Hollywood Brown. There were absolute dots that went right through his hands. He is. Hey, come on. This is like. I like Hollywood as a player. I just he's not going to be that guy there. He's not.
No,
he's not.
I have another question for all of you guys. And Harry, I'm going to exclude you from this question because I'm pretty sure you're not a video gamer. Do any of you guys play Madden?
Yeah,
I do.
Yes, I do play Madden. Yes.
What are the guys who make Madden smoking? That just somebody please tell me.
No idea what they're smoking at this point. Maybe it's that vape. Maybe I have no idea. Maybe they ruined their lungs along with their brain cells.
Maybe they're smoking African snails in their vape.
Puff.
They probably are.
Whatever Mike Tyson is shoving down his throat, that's what they're on. Because this game has been. I haven't bought the game. I did buy the game last year, but I bought it late. Every year from like Madden 13 to Madden 18, and Madden 20 was pretty good, but up to Madden 18, I was excited to buy the game. I was excited. I was looking forward to it. The game has become not fun. It's become not fun anymore because you know why? Because they haven't. Look around. 2K, NBA 2K, MLB The Show, all these games. Even I've been playing PGA Tour, the 2K game for that. That game is so fun. All these games every year they're changing. They're evolving, right? Madden is static. They have not done anything different. Minor differences to make the gameplay look, a little better, but it's the graphics got better.
I still like my Techno Bowl.
I like Techno Bowl too, but here's the thing:
look at Ray.
The rankings.
Jock Jacobs going. What the hell is Techno Bowl?
The rankings are his biggest displeasure at this point. I know where he's going with this because the Bucks didn't get any respect this year with the rankings, and Madden. I don't know why they're giving some of the rankings they're giving some of the Bucks players, and also why they're giving some of the rankings to the players.
Does it really
overall.
make a difference?
It makes a difference in gameplay.
Absolutely,
yes.
it
doesn't make a hill of beans difference.
It makes a difference.
This is Madden 23
going to happen in National Football League.
I mean, not during the game, but I mean during gameplay. Yes.
Okay. I'll give you a super example.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey is rated the best running back on the game, second best running back on the game.
He can't even stay healthy.
Jonathan Taylor's
how's that possible?
He's the fourth best in the game. That is some BS if I've ever heard of, man. No, come on. Here. Let me jump in here because after the greatest wide receiver season we have ever seen, ever.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp could not even make the 99 club. Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me? Get at it.
It's a joke.
If you have a game coming out every single year, adjust the damn ratings to how they played the year before. How is
Michael Thomas is a 90? What isn't this guy been on a milk carton for the last 2 years?
I mean, this guy
could take that man some milk.
He could take a sneeze and he's hurt, and he's gonna be starting off. What is he starting off the year on the PUP list, or he's gonna be back? I mean. What has the guy done? What has the guy done the last 2 years?
Listen, man, this guy who does these ratings
is terrible.
They go to the same massage parlors as Deshaun Watson.
They probably do. They probably do.
They probably went to the same one as Robert Kraft as well.
They're smoking. They're smoking the same stuff.
Go down this
that
road
didn't happen. They
always
proved
go
it.
down this road.
They're smoking the amount of Deshaun Watson things that we've said over. Oh God, but they're smoking the same stuff Josh Gordon is because this is it's crazy, man. It's crazy. The same guys who suspended Josh Gordon. We talk about how ridiculous these suspended. We'll go off on this Deshaun Watson thing. Josh Gordon couldn't play football again, and he got better. And I'm happy for him that he's getting better. And he's had his fair share of issues, but Josh Gordon
smoked pot. Okay, that's what he smoked pot. He didn't.
We might as well throw a little Ricky Williams in there for all that. You know?
Hold on.
Calvin Ridley got suspended a year for gambling on his own team. His
opinions and views do not necessarily reflect the over/under Harry the Greek or 1252 Sports Entertainment.
And it's
Harry. Hey, Harry, we love you. Harry, I love you. You're the greatest. Okay, I've won some money dealing with Harry. Harry, you're the greatest. But we're talking about the shenanigans of this mad football game.
I love it.
It's shenanigans. It is. You're absolutely right. Did you see the rankings for wide receivers? How is Mike Evans, by the way? How is Mike Evans not over a 95 at this point?
I don't know.
He's a 92. How many years does he have to have 1,000 receiving yards before Madden puts him over 95?
Jamar Chase isn't even. I think Jamar Chase is maybe a 90. I don't even know if he touched 90 this year.
Jamar Chase is a 90.
Maybe.
Hey, what? Leonard Fournette is 87, and Saquon Barkley's 86.
Barkley didn't even play last year.
Saquon's an 86. They made Michael Carter, who is Michael Carter on the Jets, the running back who had a much better year than Saquon did last year. He's, I think, a 78.
How did Carlton Davis not make the top 10 corner?
I have no idea. The guy's paid like a top 10 corner, yet he can't get the respect. I don't know. I don't know what they're looking at. They should have like people like ourselves, giving out the rankings.
It's
I don't want to bash him, and everybody knows I don't like Dallas. But how did Dak make number 9 over Stafford? I'd take Stafford any day over Dak.
Stafford's an 85, which is Listen,
everybody's in love with Dak Prescott, including the Cowboys.
It's because it's America's team.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. Dak doesn't Dak have the same amount of playoff wins as Tony Romo?
The Jets are worse rated this year than the Bears, than the Jaguars, and the Falcons.
Curtis, what else you got, buddy? Because we're gonna have to cut you loose. I got a ton of comments I got to get through.
Aaron Rodgers is terrible.
And you heard it live. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Curtis himself, otherwise known as Curtis Blow from No Place Really.
I really don't like that guy. I really don't like that guy. And you know what? I think that Harry, this is for you. I'm picking the Bears to sweep the Green Bay this year.
Oh,
I'm not going to bet any money on it.
Curtis.
I'm not going to bet any money on it. Listen, I'm not going to bet any money on it.
I got your dinner, bro. We're good. Curtis, thanks for calling in tonight, bro. We'll talk to you soon, okay, bro? Really, thanks a lot for calling in.
Thanks, Curtis.
The closest the Bears are going to get to a sweep this year, Harry, is the Walmart receivers that are going to be sweeping the dust off the Walmart floor before the Bears sign them for the week. That's the closest.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you.
Off with his head.
That's what I say too. I say the same thing, Jacob. The same thing. He's trying to convince me these wide receivers are they kill Harry.
They're bad. I love Darnell Mooney, but the rest Pringle, isn't he arrested? Didn't he get arrested?
Yeah, he got arrested one county north of us. God bless it, Bandit. Really?
Bandit didn't like
I'm
Pringle.
not doing it. This is for you, Jacob.
Bandit's covering out your face.
No,
those are
these opinions do not reflect
necessarily.
Talk about a tight end.
Really? Tell me.
Oh man,
it's not 10 o'clock.
There you go. You started off, he was quiet, and then you bring him back in again.
Jacob, tell everybody. Actually, Ray, I know you got a lot of things to do and you want to hang out with the family, and I really appreciate you coming on tonight. Want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Just find my articles on Bucks Report. Find me on Sunday mornings. Couple Ray. Thanks for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad I got to get in here with RJ and some Prison Break hot take tonight. Maybe next time we can get a little bit more.
Well,
and mix
he dropped
it in
some serious knowledge, and you know what else he did? He didn't drop the soap.
Brothers.
And once again, the views do not reflect.
You guys take care, man.
Ray,
thanks for
this
having
butt's for you.
See you guys.
All right.
Take care, Ray.
Bye, Ray. Oh, God.
That was Ray Kennedy from Tampa Bay, Ray himself. That was a lot of fun. You want to read some comments, Jacob? Where do you want to go?
All
right.
I'll stick around for a bit.
Cool. Roger Shue says, hit the like button. Andrew Davis says, KC, Denver, LA, Oakland. That was the order that he was saying. Joanna says, hi, Bandit. You got to see Bandit in his ass about 20 times. Andrew says, Hill is a product of KC, and that will be proven this year. Christian says, I see Denver being last. I can see the different scenarios where Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders all can win that division. But I don't see a scenario where Denver can win the AFC West despite Wilson. Mm-hmm. I have to agree with that because I think they're going to be the worst team in that division. Okay. I really do.
Okay.
Andrew says, who does the Cat think will win the AFC West? Bandit? I have no idea.
Bandit's close to a Raider. You can go with that.
Yeah, he could be. Andrew says Sky Moore is the new Hill.
What
do you think about that?
I love Sky Moore. He doesn't have nearly the same skill set as Tyreek Hill does. Nah. He's a different receiver.
Nah.
Christian Shanafeld says Tennessee Titans. I think we were talking about teams that can actually make an impact this year that didn't make one last year.
Agree. But you get rid of your top wide receiver in A.J. Brown.
Biggest mistake.
I mean,
no, they will not. They will not even win their division.
Ryan Tannehill is showing his true self too, by the way.
David Mosier says, I agree with you, Peter. Defenses are not going to have to double Tyreek Hill no more. That used to open up the other wide receivers for Kansas City's. What do you got to say on that?
They're gonna double team Travis Kelce. What's the difference?
It. That's it.
That's true. Andrew Davis says someone has to win the NFC East. That means the NFC least. But and no other team in that division has a good quarterback.
Well, I mean, Philadelphia, they think with
No
A.J. Brown adding him and having Jalen Hurts, that's going to
tell you something. Philadelphia is set up to win right now, and I promise you this.
Dude.
Their defense is good too.
I promise you this.
12 games from the Eagles.
If they don't get the play out of the quarterback that they're supposed to this year,
Gone.
He's gone. They will put a veteran on that team, and they will be one of the Super Bowl favorites to win it all.
I agree.
You don't have to worry about it. 12 games from the Eagles this year.
Yep. They're going to win the division.
12 wins.
Chiefs now have Juju Smith-Schuster, Valdez Scantling, and then Andrew said, expect big things out of rookie wide receiver Sky Moore.
And a rookie. They're okay and a rookie. That's it. That's what it is.
J.J. Smith-Schuster, who's more concerned about TikToks than playing wide receiver in the National Football League. That's the guy.
Here, it doesn't affect anything.
Here's one of your surprise teams in the AFC. They're going to play a lot better this year. Is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Christian says,
have a quarterback.
They got a decent quarterback. Steeler ain't making it. That'll make Cincy's chances even better, especially with what's going on with Cleveland. Don't count Cleveland out, guys. I don't care what you say about it. Anybody that can play defense and run a football like that, they're going to have a chance.
I agree. Nick Chubb.
I'm counting him out.
All right, you count him
out.
Andrew Davis is true. Christian says Cincy's chancing, not Cincy's chances. LOL.
Not Cindy's chances.
Chances.
Cindy.
That's
Cindy.
David says, by the way, thanks, Christian, for clearing that up. He must be tipping the happy birthday, Christian. David says, I think by week 7, Hill changes his attitude about his new quarterback.
Never. Because he's never going to come out and say it publicly. Ever.
Nope.
Robbie Anderson has been defending Sam Darnold since 2018. Come on now. This is ridiculous at this point.
Can have all the best receivers in the world, but when you don't have a quarterback.
Yep.
No kidding.
Talking about Miami.
Andrew Davis, Jimmy G to Miami. What does that do? Nothing. They'll regress at quarterback.
I disagree. I actually think he would be better than Tua at this point. I do. And I'll tell you why that makes sense, because the former offensive coordinator that used to be with the 49ers is now the head coach. I didn't even think about Jimmy G. Jimmy G to the Miami Dolphins. Does that make them potent?
No.
He's better to me, he's better than Tua.
Yeah, I agree.
Tua has not shown me nothing. Maybe I'm biased against Tua. I've never gotten it. I never understood it.
Absolutely. I'll say the 3 teams that I think should look at Jimmy G. It was the Browns were the number 1 team, and far and away the number 1 team that should absolutely look at him. The Seahawks and the New York Giants were all teams that I think could absolutely.
And I'll say he'll never go to the Browns, because he knows that if for some reason Watson comes back, he's going to be sitting on the bench because they invested so much in him. The Giants is a big possibility. Who was the 3rd team?
I said Seattle, but I doubt the Niners will ever trade him there. So,
that's one of the top teams from what I understand that was actually in the running from. Christian says, who's to say midseason Miami doesn't go with a hometown veteran, Teddy Bridgewater? Not to say Teddy's the world beater, but he's more proven than Tua.
They didn't pick up Teddy Bridgewater because they think he's better than Tua. They picked up Teddy Bridgewater because they don't think Tua can stay on the field for a full season.
Go. Okay. And I forgot about Teddy Bridgewater. He is with Miami.
Roger Shue says Trump 2024.
Great.
That came out
Love you, Roger. Andrew Davis says, Giants fan, and I am telling you that Kenny Dorsey is had a huge part in that offense in Buffalo.
I definitely think he does.
I guess he didn't like my comment about the Bills.
Brian Daboll to the Giants.
God.
We shall see what he does with Daniel Jones.
Listen, in a couple of years, Brian Daboll, if he's around in New York and they give him a really good effort, a really good chance to make it there, they'll be okay. But this year, that New York team is going to be horrible. If you thought that Daniel Jones looked bad last year, wait till you see what happens this year, because this particular coach only believes in a 5-man protection. That's it.
Well, and Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. He's a turnover machine, and he's about to be exposed this year.
Can it get worse than what we've seen from
him? It can.
Christian says literally any coach is going to be better than Urban Meyer. That could be true.
That's true.
I could go out there and coach better than Urban Meyer could.
He's the Ryan Leaf of coaches. Andrew, you're bringing up some good ones.
Great job.
Great.
David Mosier says, I'll say it. The Jets are not going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
that's fair. Listen, here's my thing. The Jets.
The Jets are one of my other dark horse teams.
Listen, I'll say they absolutely could. I think this is the year they could. The AFC is so competitive this year.
I agree.
It's so
that
tough.
division and whole is a tough division with, of course, again, Buffalo, New England, Miami supposedly being somewhat competitive, but it comes down to what? It comes down to Zach Wilson and his progression.
If they come in second in the division, go over 500 and miss the playoffs, I think that's a successful season for the New York Jets.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Hi, Joanna. Great perspective by everyone. Thank you so much. Kyle, Matt Ryan has a lot to prove this season. No, he doesn't. Matt Ryan's already been to a Super Bowl. Matt Ryan's still he was one of the premier quarterbacks for a very, very long time. I don't think he's got a lot to prove, Kyle. And I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on this.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for Matt Ryan this year because he actually has a team that has a defense and a running
game, which they can depend on.
Speaking of Matt Ryan, one more. Let's see where the Blue Jays are right now. One more home run from the Blue Jays, and they're going up
27-3. Argonauts over the Patriots here in the
Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are about to go up 28-3 as we talk about Matt Ryan here on the show. So I think that's fitting.
Christian says, Ray, I like you. And then you said the words Detroit Lions. Oof.
That 6 wins, take the over. Absolutely. Take the over on the wins.
Take the over on the Lions, huh?
Sean Osborne.
They'll win 2 games against the Bears. They'll win. I think they'll split with the Vikings. That's how improved I think the Detroit Lions are this year.
Wow, it's pretty strong words. Sean Osborne, Ozzy the Sports Junkie is in the house. Good to see you, Tampa Bay Ray. I'm ready for a great Bucks run this year. All things are possible through Brady.
Yes. Good
Hump
stuff,
Day.
Ozzy.
What's up, Hump Day? Long time no see. Jacob, Orioles bullpen has been horrendous. And game they have.
That's fair. I'll say that's my dad. So that's my dad. Because we were watching it, and I was watching before I came on the show, and Joey Kriebel came in and said, and I was like, "Oh, this is Harry's boy. Like, this is all this." And the announcers go, "The Orioles."
Wait a minute, we got an update.
What he said? What did he say?
Oh, hold on, we got an update before you go.
It's 7-6 now. Yankees
7-6.
Whoa! What happened?
There was 2 runners on, and
Chapman.
Chapman. He just took him yard.
Blows. Chapman blows. Get him out of here. Get him out of New York.
Hold on. Keep saying what your dad said.
Chapman? No, that was it. But Chapman, Chapman, I can't even. Don't even get me started on Chapman. I've just the Chapman and Joey Gallo. Just get him out of New York. Ship him out now. Chapman. The fact that he's barely touching 100 now at this point in his career, and it's all straight. Everyone's throwing 100. He has nothing special to him now. He's not feared. Jacob, everyone's rocking the ball off him.
Easy, Jacob.
Give it to him, Jacob. That's it.
Joanna MacArthur says, "Hi, Jacob."
The Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Hi, Joanna. He actually wanted to say hello.
Science class rocket project. Come on.
He's having a small aneurysm going.
And Joey Gallo stinks also.
Christian says, "What's up, Jacob? What district are you out of?"
What do you mean? Like I'm from New Jersey. I'm not.
I know. I think what he's asking, what exit?
Oh, I don't even really know.
It's one of the top exits.
Yeah, it's 70 something.
Kyle says, "Is this the first year we see Pittsburgh having a losing season since Mike Tomlin became a head coach?" I don't think he's going to have a losing season this year.
I don't know what to think. They have wide receiver weapons. I love Najee Harris at the running back. TJ Watt. I mean, they have lots of defensive players there. Mika Fitzpatrick, who's coming off of
Biskey's going to have a good year this year.
That's what. Who's your quarterback?
Biskey for the first. It's Trubisky. It should be. If the Steelers were smart,
it should be.
Or Mason Rudolph.
I'm not worried about Mike Tomlin's ego because he's, I think, one of the most humble coaches in the NFL.
Right,
without question.
So they're not worried. I don't think he's worried. I think he's okay with going under 500, letting Pickett sit for a year, seeing what he's got with Trubisky. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You move on next year with you let Kenny Pickett start. You get most of the same roster back because they are very, very young. And then, you see what you got.
Yep. That's actually very, very good take.
Yep. It is a very good take. Well, that's why we got him on here.
Thanks, guys.
Christian says, Leonard Fournette, Brandon Jacobs 2.0. Doesn't sound great, but just wait. Roger Shue says, Fat Net. I love it.
On that, I'm gonna need to get out of here because I need to go stress about this Yankee game. I need to watch this live. So
hold on. They just brought in another pitcher. There's only one out. That's really good. Jacob, tell everybody where they can find you.
Absolutely, man. Check out the Hard Count Football Podcast live Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel, and then on 1252 Sports Chicago as well. This is kind of an announcement. You could also check out my new articles over on razball.com. I'll be writing about a lot of fantasy content. So go check that out. A lot of fun stuff incoming. I'll be writing a lot of articles over there. So if you like what I say and you want to see it in writing, go ahead and read some of that over there. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charnow, Instagram at HardCountFootball. Guys, I appreciate it. As always, I love coming on. It's always a
maybe
blast.
I'll see you Sunday, Jacob. We got to have a little reuniting coming, especially coming up for football season, preseason, and everything.
I've been so busy. I've had to pre-record all my damn shows for the last.
I know. Jacob, have a good one. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks, Jacob.
I'll see you. Peace, guys.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Mr. Jacob Charnow from the Hard Count Football Podcast. Can you believe 18 years old? 18.
18. He's awesome. What were you doing when you were 18?
No. You want to hear something really impressive?
Yeah.
University of Syracuse, he got accepted.
I know.
I'm so proud of him.
He's awesome.
No idea. And you know what? His family, extraordinary people. They have done an extraordinary job raising this young man, and he's not even done growing yet.
Direct reflection of his parents.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Just awesome people.
Yep.
And it's always a pleasure to have him on. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm in my mid-50s. I absolutely love talking with him. He's awesome.
He's like he's our age.
Yep.
Fat Nats, you're an idiot, Roger.
Christian says, I'm done drinking coffee until Ray apologizes for that shot at the Bears. Christian says, sounds like the Red Sox killed Jacob's parlay. Christian's, hopefully Rudolph gets cut before we see that ugly ass number on the field at the tight end position. Kidding. Well, Christian says Oakland equals Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Andrew says can't help but still call them Oakland. Casey also lost Honey Badger, which is also quite a bit. Christian says, I think Kansas City coaching staff will overcome the loss of Hill. Very talented, but yes, while they lost this number one wide receiver, they added 3 very quality weapons at the position for Mahomes to spread the ball out to. And I gotta kind of agree with that. Christian Shanafel says, love the Raiders pass rush, no doubt, but that Raiders secondary is not looking too hot. Christian, think about what you just said. Most secondaries are very good because of the pass rush.
That's it. And Mad Max Crosby is just amazing.
Absolutely.
He's just amazing.
Raiders have the worst quarterback in the division too. He's above average, but everyone else has an elite quarterback.
I don't think he's awful. I don't think he's ever had the number one wide receiver until this year. So we shall see what happens.
Valdez-Scantling through Mahomes. In that offense, you can make a good argument will have his best year yet, and easily as most opportunities that he'll see with Mahomes and the Chiefs this year. Kyle, Brady was taking pay cuts before they were married. Brady's also about winning, and most other quarterbacks aren't about winning, or at least taking the pay cuts to win championships.
There you go.
Very good point.
Bingo.
Joanna says, awesome point, Peter.
Thank you.
Andrew, Packers offered more money than he took in Vegas. That's true.
Well, with that, they got to the point, though. They didn't have to get to that point. They could have signed him or they could have drafted somebody. Why did they have to wait to the final year? He was just tired of the Aaron Rodgers drama. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
whether they offered him more money.
Kyle says Mahomes took a semi-team friendly deal. Okay. Joanna says, I agree with you, Peter, too. Joanna says, yes, Peter, how much is enough?
That's it.
Christian, Kyler Murray's making more per year in his new extension than the entire Oakland A's team, the Major League Baseball team that he drafted to this season. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Joanna, yep, Peter, don't devote all your money to one stinking player. Joanna says, just having one good player in the team is not going to make the whole team.
Huh.
Christian, the one thing Aikman and Cutler have in common is both last name have 2 syllables.
Whoa, look at this.
Mr. Buck Nation, $1.99. Good
okay.
show, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you, Mr. Bucks Nation. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, there's more super chats out there if you want to offer money. Just saying.
Kyle Knuckle says, Mike Evans is the most underrated wide receiver in the league. I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think he's underrated at all.
I definitely think he's underrated.
He is not an underrated wide receiver. He is a premier wide receiver in this league, and everybody knows it. There is nothing underrated about Mike Evans.
Then why every year in Madden? Because Madden is a big time.
Oh, stop.
I'm saying he's a 92. He should be over a 95.
Show me his yards. I
1,000 yards for 8 straight
Mike
seasons
Evans
with
could
some
give-
of the quarterbacks that he's had here with Tampa. Everybody,
Peter,
he got Brady for 2 years.
Respectfully saying this, Mike Evans could give 2 bull craps about what his rating on Madden is.
I think he does care to a certain degree.
Oh, God.
I do.
Christian.
I could be surprised.
How about Jamar Chase being an 89 OVR? Greatest rookie wide receiver of all time. Didn't even crack the top 10 rankings. True. Andrew, is there another cat named Smokey? Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Joanna, awesome show as always. Thank you, Miss Joanna. Christian says, when I commented Titans, that was when y'all were talking about the teams who made the playoffs last year who won this year.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yep. David says, I still say Jimmy G is going somewhere in New York.
We should see.
Could be. Giants can't afford him, Andrew says. Andrew says, don't count Giants O-line out. Thomas is good. Evan, Neal, Mark. They got a decent offensive line.
It's still young. It's still young.
It's a lot easier and a lot better when teams can run block than pass protect.
Mm-hmm.
You have Saquon Barkley.
But he can't stay healthy consistently.
Andrew says, if you don't know your exit, you ain't Jersey. What's next calling it? Taylor Ham?
Oh,
no, man. We all know what that is. That's pork roll, baby. That's pork roll. And I'm from Chicago and know what pork roll is. Andrew Davis, didn't they wait or did they delay him going where he wanted to go? That's a good point.
And that's for Devontae Adams?
Yep. Kyle says Mike Evans has never been voted to an AP team. Also leads the league in TDs since joining the league. That's true. Well, I mean, he might be a little underrated.
That's what I'm saying.
Over under every West team in the playoffs, Christopher Cole. No chance.
Wow.
Christian says Evans was at his best with Johnny Football.
In college? Oh, he made Johnny Football. I know what you're talking about. He made Johnny Football. Johnny Football.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Peter?
Yes.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Sports Web, Monday and Wednesday night on Amped Up Sports. I love St. Pete and the Hub. 3 things. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake.
Giving you something to talk about.
There you go.
We really appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Seriously, it's been awesome. I got one more comment to go through. Mike Evans is better than OBJ.
Yes.
I'd have to say that.
Yes.
David Mosier says Mike Evans is too quiet of a person to be that popular in the NFL. Christian says, I'm just here to troll now. LOL. Have a great night, fellas.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Joanna, we love you too, baby. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening on 1252 Sports. Make sure you can go ahead and find me next weekend right here live on the Sports Web and or 1252 Sports, YouTube, Facebook, and all the other platforms that are up there.
I upgraded my laptops. I call the laptop because I'm going back into the lab because I'm a mad scientist. I'm trying to create content, so be watching for it next week.
And don't forget to catch the shows right here live on 1252 Sports. This Sunday, you're going to have the Hard Count Football podcast where the young man, Mr. Jacob Charnow, who is leading the next generation of football fans. Monday nights, I'm going to say it again really fast. Hubes, Views, and Brews. Don't miss it. The Chicago icon himself from The Score and everywhere else. Man, I'll tell you what, if you don't know that story, make sure you tune in because I'll tell you what, it's a great show. And he knows everything about craft beers. It's absolutely unbelievable. Wednesday nights, Mr. Fat Mike himself. That's all I got to say. Just tune into him. Everybody's going to have a great time. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday night. And as I always say, keep your bets low and your returns high.
Returns high.
Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.